Oh my God, that was the best ever.
What helps is you give me that nod.
That nod even
That's
helped?
the pause. Because that's the pause.
Oh, that was fantastic. Do you know why? It's the Jack
And Cathy,
Show.
shit show.
And there we go.
Yeah, how was that?
Okay,
Did you like that one?
I think it. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know why I do the clap now? I've been asking us to do that again lately.
Because you're syncing the audio.
So what happens when you look at the audio, you'll see it go dead line flat, and then there's massive. Like if you looked at their peaks
Yeah.
really high,
So you
I just
match
line up
the peaks. Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
The twin peaks. That's what I call your girls.
Remember that show?
Oh, the show. Yes.
That was...
I never watched it. Did you like it?
It was weird. It was... who's that famous director? David
Lynch.
David Lynch. Yes.
I could not, for the life of me, get into it, and I knew so many people that loved it.
Yeah, it was a
So
little
weird.
bizarre. It was very unusual.
Ugh.
I think I remember liking it, but I think it was more of a fascination with how bizarre it was. And not really sure if I liked it per se, but it was very different for its time.
So different and
right?
cultish, where you'd watch it.
And I think that's a huge thing about what we're looking for these days is just something different. Like, especially now, it's we've seen it all before, right?
I think
So
it
we're
would have
looking
been
for something
I
different.
think it would have been on Black Mirror nowadays. You know that
Yeah.
Netflix thing?
Yeah.
Where it's
yeah.
really bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a freaky show
And
for me.
what's the word for it? Not futuristic.
Dystopian.
Dystopian.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep.
It
Very
was.
dystopian.
I could not get into
Yeah.
it. My ex loved it. Our friends loved it. We'd all go to dinner, and I could not. And back then, you couldn't record. Maybe you had a VHS that you recorded on tape when it came out,
I know.
right?
I know.
And so if you don't watch it live, it was, oh, this is on. I'm leaving the room.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into it. That doesn't mean anything. I just couldn't get
Yeah.
into it.
It's crazy how we just have everything at our fingertips now.
Oh, so different, right?
Yeah.
So crazy different.
Makes you just want to retire and watch TV all day, every day.
You know, you do watch more TV than me.
I know you like bringing
Yeah.
that up lately.
Well,
How come you do that?
No, it's just interesting to me
No,
how
you brought it up like half a dozen times.
I'm fascinated about how you can absorb stuff. I lose interest really fast. That's my issue. Like the one episode, not episode, you like that one series, Killing Eve?
Yeah.
After like 7 or 8 episodes in, I went, done. This is
Yeah.
so stupid.
Yeah.
It started, and you continue to watch it.
Yeah. Well, I was doing other things while I had it on too, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. I
It was
can't.
multitasking.
My patience runs out. You know what you would never watch like I would watch? I could watch those auto repair shows like Hot Rod Guitar or Hot Rod Cars, where they just they yell back and forth about how this didn't work and that didn't work, but they fix these cars up. I could watch those all day long, hours.
Did you used to watch Pimp My Ride?
Loved 50 Cent and Pimp My Ride. But you know what it is? You have patience for storylines because your curiosity, I'm guessing, wants to see like what happens. My brain goes to, no way, that would dumb. Don't like it later. Like if the intrigue doesn't hold me, I leave quickly. That's why I'm fascinated by how you'll watch a series all the way through. Because if you notice, there's very few series that we watch together. Do you agree?
No, I don't. I think we watched most of our series together. We
start a
certainly
lot.
started Killing Eve together and you lost interest. So I just, if I found myself alone, then I, get it over with. I watched it all. But we watched Shrinking together. We watched Game of Thrones, right? Well, when we started dating, I think that was the tail end of it. We watch Ted Lasso. So sad that that's over. That was a good one. And that only came out once a week. You couldn't even watch them all in one sitting, which was actually really, I appreciated it. It was not something you wanted, but I also appreciated it.
What do you mean? Not something
That you couldn't watch everything all in
you
one
mean the
night
timing
and then
of
it was over. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved
Yeah.
I loved having to wait. That's what I like about
yeah.
shrinking.
Yeah. You have to wait. That's not a bad thing.
Don't you feel though that you watch more? You'll give shows more of a chance than I will.
That's a different way of saying it. Agreed?
Well, how to me it's the same way. Maybe it just feels better to you to hear it the second way. I give up on a show fast, and you'll stick with it. Like, and that's that is I'd rather just watch a guy put a car together.
And at the same time, like if it's The Office or Parks and Rec,
Yeah, I'll watch it a billion
or Jerry
times.
Seinfeld, or
I think it's the humor thing for me.
yeah, you could watch those episodes over and over and over again.
Still.
And your rom-coms, so many movies that you, well, not just rom-coms probably, but many movies that you'll watch multiple times.
I have to admit, I have a harder time with series.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's it. Mm-hmm. Though I love The Diplomat. We're going around
The
about
Diplomat.
it.
The Diplomat was good.
It was.
Yeah, that one.
Plus,
it was so smart.
You know what show I really liked, and I think it's because I'm older, was the woman who was the actress.
Yes.
The comedian. Oh my God. I loved that. Season 3 is going to come out. I don't remember the name of it. You know what I'm saying, right? It's not Miss Maisel. It's whatever.
Smart. Her last name is Smart. Jean Smart. Where she plays a comedian.
Yeah, who lost her gig at
in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
She was a headliner. Mm-hmm. And she hires a writer who happens to be the daughter, real life daughter of an SNL cast member, the one with the long red hair.
She is?
Yes.
You probably told me.
She's the real life daughter of her. What is that SNL? Jean Smart is the actress's name, the real life actress.
Look it up.
And she plays a comedian.
She's the daughter. Is it Rob Schneider's daughter? No. Rob Schneider's daughter is a singer, right?
Yes, a singer. She's a singer.
Is that how I see it?
You said singer. You pronounced that G real hard. Jean Smart.
So, but it's a cast member. Is it a female? Is it Gilda Radner's daughter or something like that? Or
no, red
Jane
hair.
Curtin's?
Not Jane Curtin.
Okay. Because she would have to be in her 50s, right? So it has to be someone older to have that young lady as a daughter. Hacks. That's the show.
Hacks.
That's really well written, I feel.
And the character I'm thinking of, she is Hannah Einbinder, and her mother is Lorraine Newman.
That's it. No way.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Her real life mother is Lorraine Newman, which is so cool.
Man, did we segue.
Well, that's what the banter's for.
Banter. Two things, because I know we have stuff that you want to get to today, because it's our holiday episode. Two things. One, congratulations to us on a formal partnership with the Skin Deep.
Yeah.
Ring the congratulations to us bell.
Ding, 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 ding.
So we just got a nice. That's pretty good. Should we kiss like our wedding day? So that's really cool, and we'll be able to provide discounts to our members. There's codes they're gonna have to enter. I don't have any of that completed yet. We're working out those details, but first of the year, formal partnership with the Skin Deep, and the
so
possibility.
Fun.
So awesome!
Fun, yeah.
We are becoming grown-ups.
Our
little tiny podcast,
so big.
So big. It's a good one. I knew you were going to do that. And then, what else did I say I want to talk about in pre?
New Year's.
Oh, there's one more thing I forgot.
The Skin Deep New Year's.
Oh, shoot.
Hosting the holidays.
End of the year. The end of the year stuff. So we're going to be sending out notices to people who want to ask us questions. We do listener questions at the end of every year. And so next week, Sunday, will be our end of year episode. So that's going to be the 29th. Mm-hmm. And that's when we will take listener questions. And so email us at Jack and Cathy Shit Show with an A-N-D.
Yeah.
Jack and Cathy with a C, shitshow@gmail.com.
Yeah, please. We welcome your questions. It's so fun to get feedback on what you're hearing. And when you listen to people on a podcast, our podcast, I'm sure, included, and you've listened long enough where you start to get to know their personalities, right? It can bring up questions for people, and I find it fascinating. So
I would love if they can send it to jackandcathyshitshow@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram. We'll read your question for sure. We would prefer an audio. It's just more fun to hear it and respond to it.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then I think that's it. We could talk forever about nothing.
Did you want to talk about New Year's plans?
I'm excited about spending time with Aaron and Ron. That will be great.
Yeah.
I would like you to consider a pre-post. Maybe that's how we even kick off the new year.
A pre-post? Oh,
So we're going to do our end of the year question stuff, but our first episode could be with them as guests.
Okay.
Like the day after. Mm-hmm. What do you think of that?
That could work.
That means we have to bring all this gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can
You
make
okay
that
with
shit
that?
work.
Yeah, I mean, we're just driving to Illinois. We're not getting on a plane, dude.
Yeah, dude. I can make this shit go down.
Throw that shit in a suitcase.
Fucking A, right?
Yeah, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, come on.
Bro.
Brah. That's
Okay.
BRU. Brah.
So it is our holiday season of episodes. Mm-hmm. And we've had two now. One in pajamas. One where we were all dressed up.
Yes, that's where the recording
We lost
busted,
the video.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch it, because I know you don't watch the podcast.
I lived it.
You'll see that I put a series of vignette pictures. Remember we took a series of pictures? Mm-hmm. So those litter the landscape of the video.
Okay.
So anyway, you want to talk about the holidays. What did you want to talk about?
So we were talking about what topic to talk about today. And the holidays make me think of stressful situations. And I know over the years, the holidays brings a lot to the surface in our families, in our homes, with our children, and with our significant others. So it's kind of along those topics, that topic, I should say, about how things bubble to the surface in a relationship during the holidays. So when we come back,
you're going to take the lead on this one.
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
Okay.
So is it things that Jack shouldn't say during the holidays,
it's a whole
but likely
list
will?
of how to make you better. Is that okay? And that is
great?
my Christmas gift to you.
There are moments when you surprise me, and I was not ready for that. So that's good.
You teed me up. I
know,
never
I didn't
understand how
think
you're surprised when you volley the ball over the net, and I approach it.
I know. I really
and
thought you were going to be
volley
like,
it back.
babe,
You're like,
no, it's
I
not
didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't think you'd like. You're like, oh no, it's about things you need to do better. I didn't expect you to lean in so much and dive in with it, but it was great.
I leapt off my feet.
Oh yeah, you
went
killed
for a
it.
Big overhead.
Oh, yeah.
I had the roundabout and
I was a libero and it bounced right off my face.
Yeah,
you crushed it right down the line.
Thank you.
Awesome. So when we return,
Cathy will do a lot of talking and not Jack. Just kidding.
On that note, we'll be right back. Hey, it's Jack from the Jack and Cathy Shit Show. You know, Cathy and I talk a lot about life, marriage, the second time around, and how to keep things fresh and meaningful. And we've got a little secret to share. It's a tool we swear by, the Skin Deep's card game. These aren't just any cards, to be sure. Each question is designed to spark real, honest conversations. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll learn things about each other you never expected. And trust me, after all the time we've been together, Cathy and I are still learning. Every week on the show, we end by pulling a question from one of their decks. It's a tradition now, and honestly, it's made us closer than ever. So whether you're dating, married, or even just looking to connect with a friend or family member, these cards are for you. So go to theskindeep.com and check out their card decks, because life's too short for surface level conversations. Reconnect, laugh, love, and learn together with the Skin Deep. Okie dokie karaoke.
Okay.
We are back. Are you
We are
ready
back.
to cruise? And this
Yeah.
is so the purpose of this now is to, one, educate me, two, give me a list of things I need to improve upon, and three, as a byproduct, maybe someone else listening will say, thank God I'm not with Jack.
So here are, it's a perfect lead in actually, and you have no idea.
Oh,
So
God.
I like most people scroll through social media, right? So I came across this one on social media and I thought, this is so true. And it brought up a lot for me in terms of my last relationship and my marriage. And so I
What?
want to share it with you. It's really good.
Do you have to play the audio?
No.
Okay.
Nope, not at all. So, but I do want to give props to this woman, Emma. Her site is called The Dilemmas of Emma. And she's got a post where she says, the signs they aren't your soulmate.
Oh.
Holiday edition.
Oh my God, that sounds great.
It's really good, actually.
Oh, yikes.
So one, you have to make sure they don't drink too much, but you're not their babysitter. I never really had too much of an issue with that, but I'm sure some people do, because when you're with your partner and you're going to a lot of parties, if that's a worry, that is something that can be in the back of your head.
Wait a minute, let's stay there. Do
Yeah.
you feel so that's an interesting thing she says though.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to pick someone that doesn't drink too much at the holidays?
No,
Oh.
it can just be not every time, but sometimes an element to pay attention to that we often just brush to the side, but it comes to the surface at the holidays.
Should we not be able to tell our partner to stop drinking? You're embarrassing me.
No, you should
I
absolutely
thought
be
you said
able
you
to tell
shouldn't
that.
say that.
No, it's saying that the little subline underneath says you are not their babysitter. It's sort of like a self-coaching thing. Like it's not your job to babysit this person. That's not to say that if there's not an issue with that it doesn't have to be verbalized and expressed.
I would
But like at a party, if you're going around, actively at the party monitoring and trying to keep cocktails out of their hands, or just, honey, it's time to go home, or that's not your role. So if you find yourself doing that, it could be something to
Did you ever wait, so are we talking about dating things then? So
it's just relationship.
It sounds more like dating.
No, it's relationship stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you never had that?
No, I didn't have any issues with alcohol on that end. But
do we have that ever?
I can only think of one time where you overconsumed, and I did babysit you a little bit.
You weren't even there.
What are you talking about?
You showed up later.
Oh, yes. I showed up
Yeah.
once the alcohol had fully hit your system was when I showed up.
Yeah, but I was.
You were happy.
I was very happy.
You were very happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no. How about you with me? Have I
Not even once.
ever
Never.
overconsumed?
Never.
And you've never been like, Kath, can you bring it down a little bit?
You regulate fast, particularly when it comes to alcohol.
Mm-hmm. I hate hangovers. Ugh.
I don't think you like being out of control. I've never.
Yeah.
You've told this story about how you went to a real estate party and you did a ski shot or something like that.
You just need to do that a couple of times and embarrass yourself, and you're like, oh my God.
I've never seen you boomboxed.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
I've seen you in other states, like Red Rocks. But you've never been. I've never seen you boombox. Can we set that as a goal?
Let's get Cathy wasted. Goals for 2025.
We should have
and see what happens.
We should have at the
Cathy throws up.
at the end of each
and
one of
Cathy
these.
goes to bed.
I think, excuse me, I think the takeaway at the end of each one of these is what should be your goal? The goal is, since we've never experienced it, one of us should experience it, and that should be you.
Okay.
Okay, good. Next one.
All right. Next one.
Excuse
When
me.
you're out somewhere and you have to apologize for their behavior.
Ooh.
I know. And underneath it says, you aren't their mom. So saying that that's not a role you should be taking with your soulmate.
Babe, this is
You
a
shouldn't be
total dating
apologizing.
thing. This is a total dating thing. It's like red flags for dating, right?
Well, I think it applies to dating for sure, but it often doesn't come up until the holidays. Because we spend our lives, if you're in, let's just say, a marriage where you're going to work every day and you're managing the kids, and then you run to baseball, and then you run here, and then you're trying to get a workout in, then you got a work call, and you don't deal with each other on a day-to-day basis. And then you get to the holidays and you are together for holiday parties and gatherings and event after event after event, and trying to move around like a unit, like a happy family unit or a happy partnership. And these things come up that you put aside for a long time. So I think that's what I mean by the holidays really bring
So
stuff
what was
up.
that one again then? Sorry.
You have to apologize for their behavior. So you're out somewhere and they maybe said or did something. And I definitely felt,
Do you feel that comes out on the holidays, or that to me seems like something that they do it, they're going to do it all the time. Like, why would the holidays be different?
I just explained, honey.
No, but why would their behavior, why would they
I'm
suddenly
not
become
saying that
belligerent on the holidays?
I'm not saying they suddenly became that way.
Oh.
I'm saying that it comes to the surface. So these things are all clearly brewing. They're issues that can be bubbling below the surface, but it
I know,
all
but
comes
what about
to
the
the
holidays
forefront.
makes that unique? I'm not trying to challenge you. I'm challenging her. Like, I don't understand what you have to apologize for them in public. I would think if you have to apologize in public, why is it just the holidays?
Here's what she adds to it, and this is, I didn't even read this till now.
Okay.
So maybe it's because the season amplifies everything.
Okay.
The joy and the stress. Or maybe it's because we're surrounded by family who sees what we've been trying not to see. Here's your reminder that love shouldn't feel like a second job. Your person should add to your holiday magic, not drain it. And putting up with it, quote unquote, isn't the same as putting up decorations. You aren't asking for too much. You're just asking the wrong person. Doing the holidays solo can be lonely, but a million times better than doing them together, but solo. So I some of these things resonated, not all of them, but I realized how much I was overlooking in my previous relationships. And when it came to the holidays, when my family would witness some of these behaviors and I would find myself not being able to ignore it and just move on like I did every other day. But because of the holidays, because people that know me well were witnessing me responding or ignoring or trying to make these moments better. Does that make sense?
Sort of. I mean, I still will maintain this is someone talking about whether you date, you should pick stuff. But I'm surprised that, so you experienced that? You experienced really bad behavior amplified during the holidays?
It's not that the behavior was amplified. The behavior was always there. It was just amplified because during the holidays you can't ignore it. You spend so much time together. You have witnesses. You're now at parties. You're
saying you experienced that. You experienced a difference during the holidays.
It's not that the person was different during the holidays.
You experienced a difference. Like
so if your point is I was processing it differently.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the holidays you could see more.
Yeah. Well, it was just you're seeing it sometimes through other people's eyes now, and that's hard to ignore.
Can you talk about what happened, or is that going down a rabbit hole you don't want to go down?
Well, it's something that it's a slippery slope. I don't want to talk about it too much, but I would feel that my ex, it just in a small way, like when family came over and they weren't acknowledged by him. I remember specifically that he was in the living room watching television, just slopped into a chair, literally slopped into a chair with
Like on
his legs
Christmas Eve?
spread. Oh, sure. And people are coming in the door. He didn't even look up and say hello to my parents.
And that felt even more magnified at the time because of the circumstance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, wow.
And
Okay.
you can ignore that otherwise.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was something
Because
that,
that's a day where you would feel engagement is better, right? It's one thing if like everyone's come over to watch a Packer game and you're sitting there watching it or
well,
something.
we often put our best foot forward when other people are watching, and then the door closes and you're left with,
You do.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so
Okay.
next one, if I may,
Yeah.
you have to make excuses when they disappear for hours. Um, that one, I often did not know where my partner was, where my ex-husband was. I would,
Dude.
yeah, yeah.
Like
I
during
even
during the holidays?
even in my own house, I'd be yelling his name in the house for, like, hey,
Like on
da-da-da,
Christmas
I
Eve?
needed.
Or day?
I don't know the day, honey. I don't know the day, but these things again are amplified during the holidays.
That's what I'm asking you. Saying so during the holidays, would you have to call his name and he'd be disappeared?
That's definitely happened. Whether it was specifically the holidays, I can't recall, but that rang true for me. So maybe that rang.
I'm not trying to burst your bubble. This doesn't feel holiday ass. It just feels like general shit your partner did. Like that's what I'm asking you. Like during the holidays, did he have moments where everyone's cooking, you're sitting down to eat, and you're like, where the fuck's my husband? Did you have that?
No, he wasn't. He didn't disappear necessarily. He might have been last one to the table. Usually watching TV. But
Like, would you have to say, hey, we're all eating now, and like no one would, I'm not trying to be crazy, no one would do like grace or carving the turkey, or there wouldn't be like a big symbiotic. Really? That blows. What's so funny?
that blows. But I definitely found myself making excuses for his disappearance, or he wouldn't come home after work and I'd find out he just went golfing, and the lack of communication, and certainly that gets amplified during the holidays. So you have to prioritize their needs above your own. I don't know if this one rings true for me necessarily, but a lot of us during the holidays and anytime else, again, this isn't just the holidays.
Well,
okay?
but I got to push back a little bit here because it is the holidays. It's a holiday episode, so I'm getting personally confused because this doesn't seem like anything specific to Christmas or the holidays or New Year's. It just seems like in general things to avoid with a potential date. Right or no?
So as she said, maybe it's the season amplifies everything, the joy and the stress. So it doesn't mean, again, that was non-existent before. It just amplifies it. The holidays amplify this shit. The holidays amplify, like, you know how New Year's amplifies that all the things you didn't accomplish in the last year. So say last year your goal was to ask your boss for a raise and ask for an additional $10,000, and you're not at that same salary, and so it amplifies the things you didn't achieve and amplifies your anxiety and
it's just saying
and
we're
stress.
we're just more alert to stuff. We're more sensitized.
Yeah,
to stuff.
I think it marks a milestone. Certainly New Year's Eve does. So if you're falling short of what you goals set for yourself, that can make you feel very depressed.
Okay.
And the holidays amplifies the fractures that are in a relationship. I think become wider during the holidays.
Why do you think that is? Yeah.
again, it's what I said. You're spending more time together. You're probably both off of work, so you're in the house together more. Um, the task of just getting ready for the holidays, if you're setting up a tree and you got to go get a tree and the kids are home and it's chaotic and you got gifts to buy and you
Is
got
it
a house to clean.
expectations though too? Is that it? Like you think you're supposed to be a certain way?
I think that's part of it, sure. Yeah. Yeah. I think
Okay.
that's a huge part of it, is that do we have realistic expectations
Okay.
for the holidays?
Okay.
You know? That's why
Okay.
when you burn a tray of cookies and it makes you lose your shit and bawl your eyes out.
Because any
You
other
know?
time it'd be cookies you'd throw away.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
So it's our own
just,
personal expectations probably. In some way.
for sure, in terms of expectations. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
But this again is issues that have been ever present. These aren't new character traits that come out in the holidays. It's amplified during the holidays.
You know that's very confusing for me. I have to be honest to hear these are not new character traits, they're just amplified. And my brain goes to, well, what makes them amplified? Like why does I get your cookie reference. That makes more sense. Like we make a ton of biscotti. And so I want the biscotti to taste better than ever before. If it was just going to someone's house on a Saturday and half the loads or the loaves didn't work out well, you go, fuck it. So you're saying the holidays, is it the weight we put on it? That's what I'm getting at. Like we want things to be so much better and tighter. And so therefore, when our partner is a way that they always are, and now that really starts to annoy us because this is the one time we'd like all the biscotti to be made perfectly. Is that what you're getting at? Is that what this is really saying?
I think that's part of what I'm saying.
Okay.
And I think it truly is the logistics of the holidays where you are together more often and you can ignore those issues on a day-to-day basis during the
I
year.
have to admit that seems so weird for me because it seems like then you're not
I don't find it weird. I think
only because
it
you probably
really rings true.
Were you not with your partner all the time? Like didn't you have dinners together, or were you just apart from each other so much that the holidays forced you together? Like I did not experience what you're experiencing. I mean, I was home every weekend. I was home on evenings, right?
Yeah.
But
So yours was probably amplified probably in those evenings and those weekends, or yours was just amplified all through the year.
yeah, the holidays
Yeah.
it had zero effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
The-
just know that the holidays often amplify things for others. Probably not everybody.
Well,
Like
and
you.
it could be too when you're not. Maybe it's not just your partner. I feel like we're siphoning down to just your partner. Where it makes sense to me is when you see in-laws that maybe you really or family members that you don't like too often.
Mm-hmm.
Like you never see them, and now you get together and like, oh fuck, Uncle Bill's here again. You know what I'm
That's
getting
for
at?
sure. Yeah.
Is that it?
You can choose your friends and not choose your family.
Yeah. So that fits better for me.
Sure, and that adds to the stress, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess I was focused in solely on partner. I think she's leaning in on your partner.
Yeah, and
I'm-
for me,
that's harder for me.
a lot of these
It
resonated with what I would try to ignore and dismiss for the majority of the year.
Now you got to
And
face
at
it
the
head on.
holidays, the kids are witnessing our interactions or lack thereof. The kids are witnessing, or my
Damn,
parents are witnessing something, and I try to make it all better. And shame on me, instead of
Well, no
addressing it.
shame. I mean,
Well, I do wish I would have had that, maybe that strength, or that, what adjective do I want to use? I wish I would have had I wish I would have felt more empowered to speak up about those things and to try to change those things.
dude, I got to tell you, I'm getting really bummed listening to this. Like that, your holidays sound like they sucked.
I carved happiness out of it. I mean, I focused on the kids. I focused on the family. I focused on food.
But
and
it
those
feels
things
so
made me
lonely
happy.
listening to you right now.
Yeah, it wasn't a focus of the relationship for
What a
sure. I
fucking
just kind of,
contrast. Like, I'm
yeah.
going to start crying right now for you.
Well, that's why you're so different than what I have experienced.
The fact that you picked this and it resonated with you for the holidays is really sad to me. And I hope that doesn't come off as patronizing. I mean, I'm truly welling up right now. These are 3 things that fucking suck.
Yeah.
That you have to be
I got
embarrassed.
more. Hold on.
Holy shit, Kath. God. Happy holidays.
You have to bail. You have to bail on family plans because they decide they're over it. So I think,
Oh my God, these are awful.
I think there weren't too many times, but there were some that if he didn't want to participate in a family thing, that I went without him. Like, you know, if that was a summer party at my aunt and uncle's at their pool, or that was, I don't know what, but there were some things that
keep reading. This is the most single depressing list you could have. I'd rather we go ahead.
You're on the edge because their moods change with no warning. I definitely experienced that. Like
I'm going to keep asking you during the holidays too.
Well, we were out for a holiday. Why were we out? We were out for a holiday something. And, I know what it was. My friend, the one that lives close by, had her annual holiday party. And we went together to that party. And this was all my posse of girlfriends. And then a lot of faces I know. And he had known over the years.
You call that group pillow fights, right?
Yeah. And this was actually, what I'm recalling, was the final straw before I finally spoke up and said, I can't do this anymore. Like within days after this night, I said, I can't do this anymore, because we went to the party together and he just had such an attitude and
didn't want to be there.
And
attitude?
I'd be like, can I get you a drink? I'm going to the bar. No. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go get myself a frickin' drink. And then he'd be sitting in a corner in a chair, not talking to anybody.
Holy crap.
And then we were all going out afterwards. We went to a bar after the party, and I hopped in my girlfriend's car. I'm like, I'm not driving with you.
Is there anything on this list that is remotely positively kind of, sort of?
What do you mean?
These are awful.
Well, this is my point. This isn't a fun topic, but I'm saying the holidays bring up, and if you don't ever feel this, I get it. But if anybody listening has felt that, this is when the holidays amplify those fractures that are in a relationship. And the point is that it doesn't have to look this way. And if it does, check in, speak up. Take action, something. Because I experienced many of these, not all of them, but many of them.
So far, you're 4 for 4.
I have such a, it's taken me, I'm probably still getting used to how you show up as a partner. Like just Saturday alone, where you and I went and ran a bunch of errands Saturday. We were together. We're always together. But we went to Costco and we spent, 2 hours at Costco. And we then went to the grocery store because you can't get everything at Costco. And then we went gift buying. And then we sat home and wrapped it all. And then we blah, 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 and then you help bring in the groceries and put away the groceries. And then in between, you threw in a load of laundry. And then and I didn't have a partner like that. So
clearly.
So it makes me very, very grateful to you.
Thank you.
And
what more is on this list of happiness?
Well, let's see what else. I know.
Christ.
You have to warn family members about sensitive topics to avoid their reactions. Yeah. I
Did
don't
you? Do you ever have to do
remember
that? That doesn't
doing
sound
that
like because
necessarily.
he didn't interact with anybody.
No.
That you'd have to do with me.
Yeah. No, I don't remember doing that. So,
Great. Okay, good. One of them.
you have to pretend everything's fine when it's anything but. That was for sure.
That I existed
Yeah.
into. Yeah.
Yeah. And
That was the hard one.
yeah. And again, at holidays when you're going to family party
Oh,
after
it's even
family
harder.
party after family party, and you might even go to church, and you might even.
Do you know what's interesting that you say that? We went to the family party this weekend, and I'm so clearly we're both very comfortable with one another, right? So I don't walk into the parties thinking someone's going to sense something between us. I was nervous. I told you this already, I think, in the car. Because I was doing all the woodworking for Eli's toy, I took off my ring and the special bracelet that I wear.
Yeah.
And I forgot to put my ring on because I put it in such a place I didn't want it to get lost or anything. I was really nervous that people would see me not wearing a ring.
Oh.
And think,
you didn't say that. Yeah.
Yeah, that someone would think, why isn't Jack wearing a ring? My brain went to all these places of, I can't have anyone see that we are nothing but amazing. And then I found myself watching the other couples going, are they good? Are they good? Because did you have people tell you that they could tell something was up?
After the fact, yeah.
Yeah, after I got the same thing.
After the fact, yeah.
Yeah. Would you
After
go and...
I told people things were not right, almost everybody, and when I say almost everybody, I really mean except maybe
a few
one
handful,
friend.
Yeah. But could they tell
said,
it?
"Oh yeah, we saw that."
Could they tell at Christmas time? I mean, I remember my sister saying
I'm sure
something.
they have their own stories, right?
I remember my sister telling me that she's like, "What is going on?" That's when it was. The things are bad, right? Because they're that I remember vividly.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So this is her last page. TLDR, what's that stand for?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I don't know what that stands for, but just her in summation. So that was on the list of really red flags that come up during the holidays that are, again, existent all the time. But holiday peace shouldn't be a gift you have to beg for. Holiday magic shouldn't require this much managing. Your person should add to your holiday joy, not your holiday stress. You deserve someone who makes the season brighter, not heavier. And so I think that's...
Dude.
Yeah, so if anybody listening is feeling some of that in the relationship, certainly address it, like verbalize it. I didn't always verbalize it because I didn't want to... In fact, I hardly ever verbalized it. I did occasionally, but I hardly ever did because you're just trying to stay alive sometimes.
I was just going to ask you.
You're just trying to keep going because you can't imagine, when you have little kids, you can't imagine.
Were you just head down? Head down, deal with the headwinds?
I stayed very busy. I always, and I was very independent. I had my work and I had
I know that. I mean more like at Christmas time, like the lead up. For example, to everyone listening, you were so surprised yesterday that we left the house. What time did we leave the house? I'm drawing a blank now. Come on,
like 2:15.
No, in the morning. On Saturday.
On Saturday.
10:30. We were in the car at 9:30 in the morning, I think, or 10 o'clock, right?
Yeah, we went to the club to work out, and we started working out.
So we were together we left the club. That's right. We got in the car at 9:30 to head up north to Costco. We did that. We were there for a couple hours. We then went to the grocery store, a couple hours. We then, right?
And we did some Christmas shopping, too.
We did some Christmas shopping. We came home and we wrapped. You baked. You cooked something. I forget what it was. You were cooking. Was it the potatoes?
That was yesterday morning.
You're doing something. Yeah. Anyway, so everyone listening knows you were just shocked that I was with you for this long. Like you just said a few minutes ago. Well, that's crazy to me.
You and I have certainly spent days and days together in a row. It wasn't that. It's that you were so present with these tasks. And again, this is where the holidays come up because there's so many moving parts to the holidays, right? And I told you on Saturday that I did the menu planning, the grocery list, the grocery buying, the grocery putting away, all the cooking, the gift
prep,
buying,
the
the
cleanup.
wrapping, the cleanup, the cleaning of the house, the say an invitation, a Christmas card, a I didn't have a partner for that.
Suck.
And he would help get a tree with the kids and decorate the tree.
Do you
But
feel
that was with the kids. So I think when the kids were around, he was definitely more engaged. He was less engaged if it was just me. So quite pronounced.
you got some big ass
To
baggage?
have
you
the
carrying there.
holiday, having the holiday, and having you help me with all that stuff amplifies how far I've come in a relationship. So thank you. Let's go have a drink.
You're welling up right now.
Yeah.
I told you we could have
Yeah.
done this one drinking. You didn't want to drink during this because you said I'm not going to be drinking at 11 o'clock.
I
on
know.
a
Where
Monday.
then I definitely won't be working out at 5
This
o'clock.
was the worst podcast episode possible.
Aw.
I really thought you were going to talk about, like, you should avoid talking about religion, and you shouldn't bring up politics, and you should try to be kind to everybody. And holy shit, I feel terrible for you.
Well, we are a relationship podcast, right? And
yeah,
this
but
is-
this is sad.
It's not sad anymore.
Do you feel, I'm taking up all your space there.
You're
do
good.
you feel that this is a gender thing in heteronormative relationships? Do you think so?
I think unfortunately, yes. You are not the average partner. And I think
I don't think my daughter's husband is the average partner either. I mean, she
Right.
posted on Instagram the fact that he was baking a bunch of treats and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And do you see the picture with, I don't know if I
Yeah.
showed you with Eli, who was on the counter helping
yeah,
them?
yeah, had his fingers in the dough and stuff.
But you think many
cute.
men are like, I can't see my brother-in-law is not like this.
Right.
He helps. My new brother-in-law is not like this. He helps. Mm-hmm. That's just, I feel so shitty now.
Why?
Cause I want to go find
should
your ex
feel
and kick him
great.
in the nuts. Like, dude.
Babe, it's all good now. It's all good.
I mean,
I'm
I'm sorry.
I'm at peace with it. I really am. I made my choices for the reasons I made them, and be them right or wrong or whatever. I can't look back on them.
Do you feel it was the holidays? Because you said it was that party, that Christmas party.
the holidays are so much
what I was
busier.
What I was going to ask you is, was it easier for you to say enough? I mean, I can't even enjoy something festive. Is that because you said you were done? Do you think it was the holidays that actually helped? Because you said it amplifies everything, right? So do you think that amplification led to you more easily saying,
I
you
do
see what I'm getting at?
remember being at a party and being embarrassed by his behavior.
You know what I mean, though? So that amplification you're
Yeah.
talking about, did it make it easier if you were like, I'm done? Fuck, man, I can't even handle it.
Easier?
Or more
It
convincing
was
in
just
yourself?
the straw that pushed the camel's
That's
back.
what I mean. So
Yeah.
that the holiday,
So
the amplification.
I wouldn't ever say easy.
Well, I mean, the amplification made you realize, okay, this is the straw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I swear to God, I'm surprised by this episode.
Yeah.
I honest to God thought it was going to be how to avoid conflict with your family.
Well, I went a little deeper than that.
You went
I
way.
went-
You went way deep into the pool. Are you okay? Because you're welling up a little bit.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I am good.
God damn, that's all of those you
Babe.
listed. I
Yeah.
only had one experience where it was like that, and that's where the last Christmas
Babe,
we were
you've got
together.
your list of shit.
No. I mean,
that you
holiday
handled.
related. The only time it really manifested itself was, the last Christmas. Like I did not want to be there at all. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. It was like, get me out of here. And it's hard to put on that show for the kids, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's really tough. You're
Well,
just
you just focus on them then, right? It's like make them banana walnut pancakes in the
Yeah.
morning and they open gifts and then you
right.
play with them and you put a gift together and you whatever and I
Mom, what
just
did
focused
Santa
on
get
them.
you? Oh, a fucking sweater. Thanks, honey.
Santa always got me. He always got me gifts. That's for sure. It's not that he.
Do you
He's
feel
not
that
he
was how
wasn't a
he?
bad gift
You
giver.
think that's how you feel he was making up for? Was that his way of trying?
I don't think he was aware that he was falling short in any way. I just don't think he honestly learned what a true partner looks like. I think it was. I'm not a trained therapist by any means,
You don't even
but I
play
think
one
it
on
was.
TV, though you could.
I
You're part of
have
Screen
played a
Actors
doctor,
Guild.
so
Was that character a doctor?
I look good in a lab coat, so there's that.
Oh, this is so sad. I'm really gonna.
Don't
bawl.
be sad. Don't be sad. It. I am. You know what? He's a great dad. Just wasn't a great partner for me, and maybe he'll be a better partner for somebody else.
Yeah.
But it didn't fit my needs, and I just ignored that for so long. And part of that is not to blame him either. It's part of me having to grow up enough and come into my own to have the strength to address it. And I don't think I was strong enough or mature enough in my own self to deal with it. So I can't blame him. It is what it is, and
Your holidays.
I got to the point where I made a change.
Your holidays look way different now, don't they?
They sure do.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about that last night. You came to my holiday party, with family. It's my mom's side of the family, and it's not people you see too often, and some of
Clearly,
them you
I
haven't
see them
seen
so infrequently that I
Yeah.
forget their names. I have to get quizzed on the drive out there. It's so
Yeah,
terrible.
another 10
so
years, you'll have it down.
It's so embarrassing.
And then the kids will have kids, and then
well, you
we'll
said that's
have to start all over.
Yeah, that's my blah, blah, blah's kid, blah, blah, blah. I went,
Yeah.
I don't even know who the parents are.
Yeah. And
What were you going to say about it? Sorry.
No, it was just last night we had the holiday party on my mom's side of the family, and you're great. I don't have to babysit you. I didn't find myself once looking over at you to see if you were okay. I was like, oh no, Jack's fine.
Yeah, you basically ignored me, so we got to have some sort of sign every once
I
in a while.
made you a coffee.
I need to save me.
Oh no, you're
I had no
fend
problem
for
with
yourself for self.
I had no problem.
Yourself
and
in the den of wolves.
Yeah, the coffee was huge, so thank you for offering. Because I was going to pass out. I was talking to.
Well, you were sitting on
Colin?
the couch
Who's got the red-
watching.
who's got-
Yeah, Colin. Yeah.
Yeah, I was passing out. Him and I were trying to talk, and I was falling asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
I ate too much. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any. I feel. By the way, I feel the same way around the holidays with you.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it was 3 holidays ago when you first met my family that we played charades, and you felt comfortable enough to go, "What the fuck?" You would shout out, "What the fuck?" when we were playing charades. Not charades.
I don't think I yelled the word fuck.
No, you yelled, "What the hell?" You were very aggressive though, because you were frustrated.
Yeah, because one of your family members would draw a line on
me
the
and Lynn.
paper, and you'd be like, "Javelin!" I'm like, "Are you serious?"
I do think you said, "Are you fucking serious?" I think you went there.
Are you guys telepathic? I have an unfair advantage.
The takeaway, though,
Disadvantage.
is I didn't feel worried about you being yourself, and I don't think you feel that way about me.
Yeah, that's so refreshing, isn't it? To not worry about like, oh God, are they going to behave? Oh, how are they? What mood are they in right now? And how are they going to?
Well, I worry that I worry that I'm not trying too hard ever. I just worry that I'm very self-conscious of how I come off in representing us, because not everyone is our sense of humor. Like, Emily and Aaron and Ron and others will fall into a space that's more like us. Mm-hmm. Not everyone's like that.
Yeah.
So at those events, I try to be more conscious. But I feel, to round this up, I feel terrible for you right now.
Don't.
I do. I think it's fucking awful. I am sitting here listening to you talk about amplification of the holidays. I'm going, what?
I know. You were like, weren't getting that concept, but I mean,
It's fucking
maybe
terrible.
I don't know, but my girlfriends and I
It it
talk about that, and by a holiday, it could just even be a birthday that
no, I get it.
amplifies
That's what I mean.
something. You know, it's like that's why a lot of people hate the holidays or hate
I
because it
don't.
just reminds them of what's wrong.
I
Or
agree. I don't like them either. But
what's
you know that about me. I've never. I'm not a bah humbug. I think it's cool to have, for Elliot, it'll be a blast. But that's still just my grandson. I mean, it's going to be more important for his parents and stuff. But man, I look like an angel.
You are an
Hell.
angel. You're the best.
Oh, you're the best. Okay, so we like to end every episode talking about the Skin Deep, our new partners.
Yes.
And so we ask questions of one another from the Skin Deep and the Skin Deep card decks, which you can find at theskindeep.com. But don't buy them yet, because if you pay attention to our Instagram page, we will get you codes so you can get a 15% discount on these products and
Yeah.
others. There's a lot of stuff on their website.
Agreed.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? All right. When was the last time I surprised you, and why?
Surprised me. Hmm. What? How you surprised me?
Like even maybe in a bad way. Like that surprised me that you would do that. That you would have sex with someone else when I'm not home. That surprised me.
No, that didn't bother me.
It's recorded. Facts.
I can't think of anything.
The last time I
that's
surprised you
not
was
to
a
say-
long time ago, probably. Like really surprised
Well,
you.
yeah, and we just reminisced about that
did.
on the last
We
podcast
did.
where early dating, and I didn't think you were coming up, or I certainly didn't know the exact timing of your arrival,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you were literally in the hallway.
building,
You
yeah.
had gotten in my condo building,
I think I
and
pressed every button.
I'm on the phone with you, putting the keys into my door, and your head pops around the corner, and you had
That's very funny.
so not only the surprise of you being there, but you
Yeah.
had flowers for
I haven't
me.
surprised you in a
That was-
while, have I?
Wonderful. I think that you, honestly, Jack, you show up all the time for me. You really do. That those, like every day is a surprise that you're just showing up. Like Saturday.
That's
you know?
hilarious. Every day's a surprise. He's still here. He's not watching TV.
Isn't that a surprise?
He's
I
actually.
really thought-
Did you folded the laundry again?
That's a surprise.
I love being. I hope people understand we are a very lucky couple. I don't know how else to say it. I wish there was some formula. I feel we're lucky.
And to be sure, it's our gratitude is deeply based in our previous experiences and making us appreciate.
We work at
Where
this.
we are.
We work at this two ways.
Oh, yeah.
For each other and for ourselves.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, so I will surprise you more today. Pull my finger. That
Well,
would
mine
even surprise
isn't.
you.
Mine's gonna not end on a happy note because
Oh,
this
God,
is
what is
my
with you
question
today?
No, my question.
Happy holidays.
I know.
Jesus
What's a
Christ.
memory from your childhood you most want to forget? So let's clarify this. Did you say already that this is from the box? There's different colors and different themes
Which
to
one's this theme?
the and box, and this is the
couples.
healing
No,
edition.
this is couples edition.
Oh, I thought this
No,
was the healing
this
edition.
isn't healing.
Oh.
This is couples.
Oh, well, this could
I
be
think
a
I
healing
asked,
card.
I think I answered this last time. What is it again?
What's a memory from your childhood you most... Did you just choose two cards off the top?
I know, but I normally put them to the back, and I must not have put these to the back.
That's why we talked about the surprise, because we
Oh,
picked up these questions
shiitake
last
mushrooms.
week.
Let's start
That's
all over
fine.
again.
You goof.
Dumbass. Let's try this again. So we like to watch and read cards from the skin. Whatever. Pick a card, left or right. You got it. You go first.
All right. In the time we have
Jesus
shared
Christ.
together, when have you felt resentment towards me and why?
Name
I know.
when.
Well, just when we recorded the first part of this.
It's you. I don't like the word resentment. Resentment is such a strong word. I really don't like it. I don't. I don't like
What's
the
it
word
mean, resentment? Can I look up the definition of
Sure, I
resentment?
don't like the word resentment.
What's your definition of resentment?
It's very strong. Resentment feels consequential to me. You know what I mean? I don't like it. You're looking it up right now in dictionary.
Bitter indignation at having been treated unfairly. His resentment at being demoted. So it's...
But see the words bitter indignation? That's like really fucking pissed.
Indignation. That's another good word.
We're doing dictionary.com right now, aren't we?
Indignation. Because you said you don't like the word.
But
so
do you see
I
why I don't like the word now?
Indignation is a feeling of anger or disgust that is triggered by a perceived injustice, offense, or insult.
Right. So add the word bitter in front of it. Isn't that a tasty morsel?
Bitter. No.
That's why I don't like the word resentment. I'd rather say frustrated. I'd rather say disappointed.
All right.
I really don't. And that's a word you like to use sometimes. You know that.
Which one?
You're resenting me right now, or you resent that I did this. I don't like that word. It is a word I wish we did not have as part of our mutual
You
vocabulary.
feel like the word resentment is on a scale of
Disgusting.
1 to 10, more like a 10.
In meanness? Yeah. I'm so disgusted right now. And there are other people I have resentment toward for sure. Not you, ever. Disappointment, frustration.
Disappointment.
Yeah, that's more fair.
All right. Well, let's change it to that. In the time we have shared together, when have you felt frustration towards me?
That list
and
is
why?
too long for a one-word answer.
Well, let's just go to the one that happened about an hour ago.
I am most frustrated when I feel that I'm not being heard, and I think that's more common with anybody. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm never resenting you, baby, ever. I want you to know that. I wonder sometimes if you've felt that from people, and that's why it's a potential natural reaction when the environment looks similar. I don't resent you ever.
Okay.
I don't.
Fair enough.
I don't.
Okay.
I get frustrated once in a while with you, and I've learned to tell you that I'm getting frustrated, and we talk better about it. Mm-hmm. Early on, I didn't know how to communicate that with you when I'd get frustrated, and that led to me being awkward.
And to be sure, I'm learning how to hear it, right?
Correct. We are getting so good at all this stuff. You
got frustrated when I was sitting down, and when you asked me a question, if I'm looking elsewhere, you don't have my full attention.
I just didn't feel we were paying attention. You were paying attention to me. Yeah.
Right.
So I get frustrated.
So that was frustrating.
Yeah,
and so you shared with me that you'd appreciate it, that when I'm asking for your attention, that you give me your attention.
Yeah.
And that's fair.
Yeah. And you responded great.
Thanks.
You're big girl.
So big.
Oh, what do you wish had never been a part of our lives experience?
Our lives, like our lives together?
I mean, it's a couples edition question. So we've been together for 2.5 years. So
3.5. Goodness.
3.5 years.
Yeah.
I keep thinking relative to the house. Isn't that funny? Everything's to when we bought the house.
Well, certainly the house. Wait, what was the question again?
Oh, God. Hold on. What do you wish had never been a part of our shared experience? It's a good. I like that one.
I don't know if I would take anything back. I mean, certainly you and I have, speaking of the house has brought up a lot, right? Mm-hmm. The house has been the impetus for fights and arguments and disagreements. And because of it, we have come out of the other side and been like, oh, we're still learning about each other, aren't we? Mm-hmm. And I have to approach this differently, and you have to approach that differently to get the best the best out of the other person, or to, be the most effective, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I would take any of that back. I don't know. I almost have to honor those moments.
That's cool.
So, yeah, I suppose if something tragic happened for both of us, like, I don't know that I would maybe put that on the list, but
Yeah.
in 3.5 years, we haven't had
Yeah.
that profound
Facts.
effects. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about, yeah.
I don't have
Yeah,
anything. No, I
okay.
think you answered it perfectly.
All right.
So you got to get back to cooking.
I
gotta do
back
work.
Cooking. I need to go to the store and get
And I
some
got
more
to
wild
finish
rice.
my grandson's gift.
Yes.
Do you have any well wishes or anything you'd like to say to our few listeners at this time of year?
I would say, don't be, how do I want to say it?
I said well wishes and you lead with don't. Don't
Just
be happy.
don't put don't put expectations of perfection on yourself. Just enjoy where you are, enjoy who you're with, and try to take a little stress. Don't be too stressed over the holidays. Just be grateful for all the good shit that you have, because it is there. I believe it. Yeah.
On that note. Peace.
You just listened to another episode of the Jack and Cathy Shit Show. All recording, engineering, and production provided by us. Connect with the podcast on Instagram at Jack and Cathy Shit Show for more insight into our shit show of a life. This episode is proudly brought to you by Pint Productions.
Point.